This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during our Instant Deck Techs, it was Modern Mud. The name, I don't know, it's close enough. The Artifact Ramp, play Blightsteel, hopefully like turn 3 deck for Modern that came out on top. So today, we are heading to Modern to see if we can actually make this crazy deck work. So, like usual, gonna do a super quick 2-minute refresher deck tech. If you want a full breakdown, check out the Instant Deck Tech where we go on for a while about the deck. Anyway, a quick reminder before we break down the deck. If you haven't already and you enjoyed the video, it would be so cool of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Modern Mud. And this deck, the name comes from an old Legacy deck, which was basically a mono colorless ramp deck with Mishra's Workshop Metalworker. Well, this is kind of the modern version of it, but we gotta go about it in a much jankier way. So our big ramp pieces are Astral, Cornucopia, and also Everflowing Chalice, which are a little weird because we're not necessarily trying to cast them with a bunch of charge counters. Instead, we are trying to use Coretapper and also Surge Node to move counters onto them, which ramps us really quickly. Like, for example, if we can play Coretapper on turn 2, on turn 3, we can tap it, put a counter on an Everflowing Chalice, sack it for 2 more counters, and potentially be casting like 6 drops or 7 drops really quickly, really early in the game. So that's the main core of the deck, is this ramp plan. We also have Mox Opal because we had a lot of cheap artifacts, and it works well as kind of an extra land, so to speak. And then we have our kind of lock-ish pieces. So for the early game, Chalice of the Void, which is kind of cute in the deck because our charge counter manipulation stuff can also work with Chalice of the Void. So even if we cast it for 1 counter or 0 counters, we can later add counters to it and lock bigger things out of the game. Lodestone Golem slows down non-artifact decks. And then for winning the game, our big plan is Kuldotha Forgemaster. Lets us sack 3 artifacts, tutor an artifact directly from our deck onto the battlefield. In conjunction with Lightning Greaves, we can do some really crazy things where we have like a hasty Kuldotha Forgemaster, sack some stuff, get like a hasty Blightsteel Colossus, and just win the game as early as turn 3, I think, if we have our best draw. Platinum Angel, Wormcoil Engine, other big threats that work well with Lightning Greaves. Ancient Story kind of holds everything together. Mana base, since we're mostly colorless, we get some sweet utility lands. Darksteel Citadel, another artifact for turning on our opals, sacking the Forgemaster. Ghost Quarter for Tron, Buried Ruin, and Inventor's Fair find us our artifacts. Forest to cast our Ancient Stories mostly. Sideboard-wise, Nature's Claim to deal with Stony Silence, other artifacts and enchantments, Dismember for removal, Spellskite, Welding Jar, protect our stuff, Walking Ballista gives us another payoff that we can just cast with a bunch of counters, because this deck can make a lot of mana. Damping Fear to slow down Storm and Tron, Grafdigger's Cage for graveyard decks, Ensnaring Bridge for creatures, and that is Modern Mud. And that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's get to the gameplay, see if this wild concoction actually has what it takes to compete. It seems like it can be really powerful. The question's going to be, how consistent is it? Does it do the powerful things fairly often, or is it more against the odds style, where every once in a while you get these absurd hands and just turn 3 Blightsteel someone, but most of the time you're left doing not much of anything. So that's going to be what we figure out today. Anyway, let's get to the video, see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. All right, Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are, oh boy, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're keeping the Zero Lander. We are playing Modern Mud. This hand, at first, I get yelled at for keeping 1 landers. This is actually a pretty good 0 lander, because we have Chalice, Cornucopia, Mox Opal, Ancient Stirrings. Like, of course we're casting these with 0 counters, but we have a Coretapper to put counters on them. X0, X0, Mox Opal. Add green, Ancient Stirrings. Take a Buried Ruin. Play Buried Ruin. Pass the turn. I mean, getting hit by Thought Seize would be bad, but opponent. Copperline Gorge. Shriekhorn. Alright, opponent's Dredging. Opponent passes. Well, let's start with Ancient Stirrings. Take Lightning Greaves. Oh man, do we win next turn? Play Buried Ruin. Play Coretapper. Sack Coretapper. Counters on Astral Cornucopia. Tap Astral Cornucopia, play Lightning Greaves. I think we have turn 3 Blightsteel kill. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 mana. Hasty Forgemaster. I think this is probably... I guess I could have a removal spell. Play Darksteel Citadel. Play Kuldotha Forgemaster. Equip Greaves. Sacrifice. 1, 2, 3. Get Blightsteel, Lightning Greaves, and... We kept a 0-land hand and got a turn 3 kill. Oh, Lord. That was spectacular. That was about as good as it gets. Okay. That was good. That was very good. We don't have any graveyard hate, but I guess we're just trying to... Why do we not have any graveyard hate? That's a risky strategy. Extra crispy recipe. Opponent's dredging. Chalice is a little weak against dredge. I think against dredge we want, like, Ensnaring Bridge, Spellskite, Welding Jars. Go down Chalice of the Void. I guess we have 1 Grafdigger's Cage. That is something. Only a 1 of, but Dismember, no. Nature's Claim, no. Damping Sphere, Chalice, Ballista. I think our main plan is to, well, either do what we did in Game 1, which, if our deck can do that consistently, it's pretty insane. Man, that... the hand! I don't know if I've ever kept a 0-land hand and 1 on turn 3 in Modern before. Well, next time you want to yell at me, I guess you can still yell at me for 1-landers, but you can't yell at me for 0-landers after that. Right, that was good. So I think our main plan against dredge, considering we only have 1 graveyard hate spell, is either find our graveyard hate spell or lock our opponent with some combination of Ensnaring Bridge, Platinum Angel. Wormcoil's also pretty good. Lodestone's a little bit less exciting. Maybe Chalice is fine. It might be better than Lodestone. I don't really like Lodestone. Chalice can stop... It doesn't stop much. Once they get dredging, they don't really need to cast much. Well, alright. Let's go. Let's keep 2 Chalices. Chalice shutting down... Yeah, let's cut some Lodestones. Chalice shutting down, like, Faithless Suiting is relevant. It stops them from going super explosive. It's not game-ending or anything, but it seems reasonable. Well, let's just do that, all league. Alright. This hand's not insane, but we have Ancient Stirrings, Everflow, Chalice, Coretapper, and we can dig for, like, a Grafdigger's Cage. Blood Crypt. Untapped. Looting. Yep. Prized Amalgam Stinkweed. That's a good dredge start. Inventor's Fair. Well, play the Forest. Ancient Stirrings. I think we just take Mox Opal and pass the turn. See how much damage our opponent can do here. Dredges. Alright, not the best dredges. They hit a Conflagrate, but what do you got, opponent? Gemstone Mine. Hopefully no Cathartic Reunions. Alright, opponent's passing. There's our Platinum Angel. Well, play Inventor's Fair. Play Mox Opal. Play, Everflowing Chalice. Play Coretapper. Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, that's our Grafdigger's Cage. Alright, take Grafdigger's Cage. We can't protect it, but now we get to... Do we sack Coretapper? I think we have to. Yeah, sack Coretapper. Counters on Chalice. Grafdigger's Cage. Surge Node. Pass the turn. See if our opponent has an answer. Alright, they do have a Nature's Claim, so the game continues. Opponent, 2 mana. Says loam back some lands. Alright, loams back some lands. Plays a land. Oh, goodness. Opponent's got the hate cards for days. Uh-oh. Well, play Spellskite. Oh, that would have been so good earlier. Pass the turn. Okay. Man, opponent drew a lot of artifact destruction, unfortunately. Opponent dredges. Now we're stuck on 3 mana, and the Surge Node isn't doing anything. Opponent, looting, dredges, and... So I guess Chalice is probably more valuable than I was thinking, because we can put it on 1 for Nature's Claim, which actually seems relevant. Opponent passes. We draw. Something, please. Well, alright. Ancient Stirrings is not nothing. Oh my goodness, that's not great.
That's pretty much a whiff. Well, I guess we take Darksteel Citadel. Play Darksteel Citadel. Pass the turn. Yeah, this hand's a bit less explosive than game 1. Opponent. There's a Creeping Chill. Thankfully, they haven't hit any creatures to get back from their graveyard yet, although these Faithless Lootings are going to get our opponent there eventually. Looting. Alright, there's a Narcomoeba, which is going to bring along at least 2 Prized Amalgams. It does feel like our opponent has maybe sideboarded out 3 Prized Amalgams. Sideboarded out some Dredgers or something. Yup, so here comes the Dorks. Tap land for our opponent. Gets back a million Prized Amalgams. Yup, we draw. Gain a life. Okay, well. Cornucopia X1. Pass the turn. I mean, now our hope is to get to this Platinum Angel and that our opponent can't kill it. They have used a lot of graveyard hate. There's 3 nature claims in the sideboard, and we do have a Spellskite, which can protect it from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're like a mana away from doing it. Alright, so block takes 7. Down to 16. Oh, we might still be in this. Wooded Foothills. Opponent cracks it. Blood Crypt. Untapped. I guess they can Conflagrate our Spellskite. Conflagrate, Spellskite in our face, discards pretty much everything. Alright. Well, counter on Cornucopia. Whew, Lord. Lord. Alright, gain a life. Well, there's our Welding Jar, but I think it's too little too late. Welding Jar, opponent drew so many artifact destruction spells. Play Lodestone Golem. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem is we're an infinite ways away from Platinum Angel. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. Well, opponent drew the right sideboard cards for the matchup, that's for sure. Opponent goes attacking. Yeah, alright, we're just going to concede. There's no way we can get back in it from here. We were close. So, okay. Chalice of the Voids are coming back in. We're going down all the Lodestones. Chalice on 1 and Chalice on 2 to shut down Artifact Hate seems more relevant than Lodestone. The question is, what is our last cut? I do wish we had more Graveyard Hate, that's for sure. We could go down a Wormcoil, but Wormcoil actually seems pretty good. Blightsteel. The other problem with the Chalice plan is we kind of need Chalice on 1 and 2 to shut down the ways of blowing up our artifacts, thanks to the mixture of converted mana costs. Maybe we have to cut 1 artifact piece, unfortunately. Actually, let's go down 1 Lightning Greaves. Let's go 1 Lightning Greaves. Try it like that. Alright, we're on the play, which is helpful. Let's see what our hand looks like. So Mox Opal, nothing. I think we mulligan this. This hand is slow. Ugh. This hand also does nothing. We have our bridge, but that's it? Alright. Well, I guess we're keeping this. Chalice to the bottom, I guess. Darksteel Citadel, go. So we can Chalice on 1 next turn, but we'll see. Bloodstained Mire, opponent. Passing. Platinum Angel, that's not great. Well, Chalice on 1. Opponent cracks. Blood Crypt tapped. Play Mox Opal. Pass the turn. Wooded Foothills. Cracks it. Here comes Cathartic Reunion. Down to 16. Opponent. Tapping, untapping, tapping. Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, this is what Dredge wants to do. Double Prized Amalgam and a Bloodghast for next turn. And our hand is doing literal nothing. We gain a life. Well, play Astral Cornucopia. Up to 4 mana. Ugh. Oh, dear. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Opponent. Loams back some lands. So here comes a pretty big board of Dredge creatures. Wooded Foothills, Bloodghast. Bringing back 2 Prized Amalgams. So I think we need to draw a Coretapper to get to these Wormcoils and Platinum Angels. Opponent, thinking. Decides against the Bloodghast. Gonna get him later with the fetch land. We draw. Well, opponent discards. We draw. Gain a life. Well, Forgemaster could be sweet if we could cast it, but we can't. Here comes the board. Yep. That's 3 Prized Amalgams now. And yeah, we are officially dead. And that is double Creeping Chill, and we'll scoop it up. Alright. Much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Modern Mud. In this hand, we have turn 2, turn 3.
Alright, I mean, I guess we'll keep this. It's not our explosive awesome hand, but it's... I mean, turn 3 Lodestone is something. Darksteel Citadel, go. Ooh, Chalice. Well, let's see what we're up against. Chalice is interesting. It's especially interesting because we can sort of like proliferate it by putting charge counters on it, which makes it better in our deck than most. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Are we getting Scape Shift? Scape Shift is rough. It is Scape Shift. Opponent explores. Huh. Does this deck have any good matchups? Stomping Grounds? Untapped. Search for Tomorrow suspended. Well, this is not a good matchup for Chalice. Well, Darksteel Citadel. Everflowing Chalice X1. Pass the turn. I mean, I guess there's some world where we can race and just like Lodestone Golem, Forgemaster, Blightsteel. That seems not impossible. Opponent. Search for Tomorrows. Grabs a land. Yup, Mountain. And Cinderglades. Well, that is Titan mana next turn, potentially. Opponent. Thinking. Passing. Oh, play a Forest. Play a Mox Opal. Play Forgemaster. I mean, this is all we can really do. Forgemaster and see what happens. I mean, turn 3 Forgemaster is not slow. But we're on the draw, and our opponent can potentially just kill us this turn. Also, our Blightsteel will not have haste, which is less than ideal. Opponent. Search for Tomorrows. Yup, ticking down. So if our opponent has a land, they can 18 us with Scape Shift. If they have a Primeval Titan, that's also pretty rough. That is Primeval Titan. So I guess our hope is to draw Lightning Greaves. If we top deck Lightning Greaves, we can win. Yep, Valakuts us. We untap. Ancient Stirrings. Well, Ancient Stirrings could find Lightning Greaves. Ancient Stirrings. Oh no. That's a whiff. Play. Take Darksteel Citadel. Play Darksteel Citadel. Play Lodestone Golem. Chalice on 0. Pass the turn. Yeah. We needed it that Lightning Greaves, and then Platinum Angel Lightning Greaves would give us a shot. As it sits, I don't think there's a way we can parlay this into a win. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Get some lands. Yup. 2 Valakut triggers. Alright, well. Sack. So sack. Take Blightsteel. Eat Primeval Titan. And see what's in our opponent's hand. Can they still kill us? Scape Shift does it. Lightning Bolt's our face. Oh, I see. Opponent was just doing the rub-in Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, rub-in Lightning Bolt got us. Yeah, we got nothing. Nothing. We can bring in a Spell Skite, I guess? And go down one Everflowing Chalice. Actually, Chalice of the Void is just dead. We gotta bring in something for Chalice. I guess like Ensnaring Bridge, Welding Jars. Yeah, run it like that. Oh boy. Come on, Modern Mud. At least win a game. This hand is close, but also far away. We can't play the... Are these the hands that we have to keep with the deck? Like, if we just top deck a land, we go crazy with Coretapper and probably win. But if we don't draw a land, yeah, we got a mulligan. Alright, I guess this is better, maybe. Forgemaster. So land, Chalice, Mox Opal, Surge Node. Alright, keep Forgemaster. So play Inventor's Fair. Play Surge Node. Play Everflowing Chalice. Mox Opal. Pass the turn. We turn on our Inventor's Fair on turn 1. Windswept Heath. Well, counter on Chalice. Opponent passes. We gain a life. We draw Forgemaster. Well, counter on Chalice. Coretapper. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. We might be fast enough this time. Unless our opponent has Artifact Destruction, then things go poorly. They have Artifact Destruction. Things have went poorly. Alright. Well, sure. Coretapper? Get in for one? this deck! Oh, this deck. This deck might be bad. I can see how someone could 5-0 with it. Like, if you just get... The good draws, you can get, like, turn 3 kills. Maybe even faster than that with a great draw. But it gets hated on by essentially every deck in the format. It's, not even especially close. Opponent. Sakura Tribe Elder. Leaving up that Ancient Grudge mana. So, like, we could sack Buried Ruin and get back Everflowing Chalice, but then it just dies to Ancient Grudge. Search for Tomorrows. Opponent. Passing. Inventor's Fair. I'll play Welding Jar. Sack Buried Ruin, get back Everflowing Chalice. Cast Everflowing Chalice. Charge counter on Everflowing Chalice. Charge counter on Everflowing Chalice. Sack Coretapper, 2 charge counters. Sack Coretapper, more charge counters. Tap Chalice. Counter on Chalice. Play Forgemaster. Pass the turn. Alright, this is what we got. This is exactly what we got. Is it enough? Opponent. Untapping. Sacking. They got that Ancient Grudge in the graveyard. Search doesn't come down for 2 turns. I mean, this is still a pretty impressive start through an Ancient Grudge with a single land. Mountain. Opponent. Oh, they have it all. They just have every bit of hate. Hits Forgemaster. Well, sack Welding Jar. Ancient Grudge is Forgemaster. Yup. Alright. Opponent passes. We draw. We gain a life. Everflowing Chalice. 7, 8. Well, play Everflowing Chalice. Pass the turn. Boy, there's a lot of hate cards for this deck. Search for Tomorrows. So we could just be literally dead here. Our opponent has Titan mana. Otherwise, we're hoping for some luck. Search for Tomorrows. Gets a Mountain. Opponent. Titan. Yup. Oh boy. Apparently Modern is ready for artifact decks. That has been our experience. So do we have any way that we get out of this? What is our even, like, maybe get out of this plan? Opponent gets in. Hits us. Well, I mean, sack Inventor's Fair. We can cast a Blightsteel, but then we die. So, Blightsteel, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We cast it. Opponent attacks with Titan. Gets 12 damage. Land, 18 damage. I don't think it works. Alright, so I guess our out is we take Platinum Angel and hope that we draw Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves? Ancient Stirrings. Well, Ancient Stirrings. Greaves! We need a Greaves! That's a Greaves. Alright. So Lightning Greaves. Platinum Angel. Lightning Greaves. Greaves on Platinum Angel. I mean, we've made it through some artifact destruction spells. Our opponent needs another one. If they can kill the Greaves, then we're dead. Get in with Platinum Angel. And see if they got another one. What do you got, opponent? 0 lands in play. Opponent, combat, gonna attack, sure. They can't kill us until they kill the Angel. This is one of the wackier board states we've had in Modern. 1 single land. Opponent gets to get some lands. I guess we got a little lucky to actually draw. To actually draw the Angel opponent. Yup. Bunch of Valakut triggers. I mean, all that matters is if they can kill the Lightning Greaves. They played the Rex Age, Ancient Grudge. If they draw another one, then they got us. Down to 10. Opponent. Passes. We draw. Ooh. That's actually a meaningful draw. Welding Jar. Get in with Platinum Angel. That means it's got to be Grudge. Welding Jar saves us from, like, a Nature's Claim type effect. Opponent explores, draws a card. Farseeks gets a land. We also need a lot of more turns of attacking. Opponent, yep. So we're at negative life, sure. -4. Opponent, combat. Attacks with both. Thins the deck. Okay, sure. We remain negative. Well, counter on Chalice. Untap. We draw. Astral Cornucopia. We'll go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Cast a pretty big Astral Cornucopia. Cornucopia for 4. Counter on Cornucopia.
All right. I mean, we got the mana. Do they find an Ancient Grudge? That is the question. Summoner's Pact. Do they have another Rexage? Courser. All right. That lets our opponent filter a bit to try to find Ancient Grudge. Top cards of Valakut. Plays Valakut. Titan on top. Farseek. Shuffles. Mountain on top. I guess if they gain enough life, then we can't kill them in 2 turns, and that's also not good. Yep. Negative a million, sure. Opponent. Passing. Attacking. Getting that shuffle. This is a lot of looks to find an Ancient Grudge. Another Welding Jar would go a long way. Alright, Titan on top. Life gain, putting our opponent further out of range for us to actually kill them. Up to 9. Ugh, alright. Opponent's getting a lot of time. Opponent passes. We draw. Everflowing Chalice. Well, we have all the mana in the world. Get in with the Platinum Angel. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So multi-kick for 9. I don't even know if this matters anymore to just keep making more mana. Sure. I mean, we have like 40 mana. A ridiculous amount of mana. Opponent. Cracks. Shuffles. Looking for that grudge. Search for Tomorrow's is not a grudge. Okay. I mean, eventually they gotta run out of lands. You would think. Opponent. Cracks. Shuffles. Primeval Titan. Untaps. Gotta pay for the pact. Not that that's a big deal here. Opponent pays. Cracks. Do they still have lands to find? Lightning Bolt on top. They still do have lands. Gains a life. Oh, what a weird game. Yeah, back up to 5. We're at negative 45. Opponent cracks. They gotta be running out of lands. They have to. Hits a land. Scapeshift on top. Well, Scapeshift can pull out all the rest of their lands, but it doesn't end the game. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. They have to be very close to out of lands. Opponent attacks. Titan. Shuffles. Lightning Bolt on top. Finds 2 lands. Okay. Down to negative 57. We draw nothing. Well, get in with Platinum Angel. Hit our opponent. Down to 3. Untaps. Shuffles. Down to 2. Primeval Titan. They do still have land. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We gotta win. We gotta win. That was... Look at this board state. Okay. Well, dodge those Ancient Grudges and we got a chance. Good lord. Good lord. Maybe we keep in the Chalices and try to, like, proliferate them? That seems odd, but maybe that's the best plan? That might just be our best bet. Because of Ancient Grudge. Ancient Grudge gets around our protection pretty well. I guess we should at least keep a couple Chalices. Maybe go down like, 1 Astral Cornucopia. Lodestone Golem does not seem ideal. Let's go down some Lodestones. Maybe Lodestone is just not very good. Because Chalice on 2 actually seems pretty awesome. That shuts down a lot of their ramp as well. Alright, we're on the draw. Let's see what this hand looks like. Well, okay, we got Coretapper and some 0 mana artifacts. Wooded Foothills. Cracks it. Stomping Grounds. And Search for Tomorrow's. Well, Forest. Ancient Stirrings. Take a... let's just take Opal. Cast Cornucopia. Play Opal. Pass the turn. Search for Tomorrow's. Digging down. Opponent. Mountain. Explores. There's the land drop. Opponent passes. I'll play Buried Ruin. Everflowing Chalice. 1 kicker. Play Coretapper. Pass the turn. I mean, I guess Bridge can help shut down Titan attacks, potentially. Search for Tomorrow's. Taken down. Opponent gets a land. It doesn't help us stop Scapeshift kills, though. And we know our opponent has lots of artifact removal. Mountain. Oh. Wow. Jeez, I don't know if I've ever seen decks more prepared for artifacts. Good God. Okay. That is insanely brutal. Wow! Well, maybe this deck is just not in the right place in the meta. You can see how we can do explosive things, but it seems like almost everyone we're playing against has like at least 4 and sometimes 6 or 8 sideboard cards. Apparently everyone's playing Fracturing Us. Slagstorm's a card that I haven't seen in a long time, but I mean it's a magic card. There's a Primeval Titan getting those lands, and I mean I don't know what we do about that. We have like pseudo answers, but boy, it's a hateful format for this deck. I can see the deck having the power level that would allow you to steal a win here and there, or even 5-0 a league. Just based on the raw power of the deck, but good lord. There are hate cards and hate cards and hate cards for this deck. Alright, opponent, yep. Valaka triggering. I mean, I guess our opponent's just gonna kill us naturally. Opponent, yep, down to 14. Combat, Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker. Opponent passes. We draw. Lodestone. Sure. If our opponent never draws a land, look out. Alright, that's Scape Shift, and that does it. Whew! Lord, lord, lord! Yikes. Well, I mean, we get to see the deck do cool things once in a while. That part's sweet. Whew! So many hate cards. Alright, well, next. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are losing some die rolls with Modern Mud. Well, let's see. This hand, I mean, this is about as much as we can hope for. It would have been nice if we were on the play, but, I mean, we have an artifact, we have a Coretapper, we have some finishers, we have mana to cast our stuff. I don't think we can ask for much more. So we'll see. Maybe this hand will pull together. Bonnet. Thinking over their turn 1 play. Gemstone Mine. Sakura Tribe Scout. Oh dear. Okay. Opponent passes. Play Darksteel Citadel. Pass the turn. Potent. Floats a mana. Ancient Stirrings. Ooh. The Cat Stirrings. Gets a Coalition Relic. Puts a land into play. It's a bounce land. Replays Gemstone Mine. Opponent passing. Yup. Well, we get to play Darksteel Citadel, play Cornucopia on 0, play Coretapper. Coretapper counters on Cornucopia. Cornucopia plays Surge Node. Counter on Cornucopia. Pass the turn. So we're going to have a turn 3 Wormcoiler Forgemaster, which is not bad. That's pretty good for our deck. We'll see if it's enough. There's a Coalition Relic. And, there's the Amulet. Well, that's what this deck wants. Opponent. Thinking. Passing. Alright, we untap. Lodestone. I don't think that does enough, so I guess we just play a Forest. Counter on Cornucopia. Forgemaster. Pass the turn. Well, turn 3 Forgemaster with a bunch of mana. We'll see what our opponent can do on their turn 3. It might be better than ours. With the Amulet out, if they can get down a Titan, things are very sketchy. Opponent untaps. Well, if they don't have a land, then things are a little less troublesome. Oh, they have a bounce land, alright. Well, that means Titan can come if they have it. Untaps. Taps, picks it up. Yup. 5 mana. 6 mana. Alright. Well, here comes the Titan. Primeval Titan, plays Titan. Yup, untaps their lands. Hasty Titan. Well, maybe this is just a we lost the die roll scenario. That kind of feels like that because, I mean, in theory, we have turn 3 Forgemaster, turn 4 Blightsteel, but our opponent won the die roll, so they have turn 4 Hasty Primeval Titan, and turn 4 Hasty Primeval Titan beats turn 3 Kuldotha Forgemaster. we are basically a goldfish deck, and our goldfishing, I think if it was the other direction, our opponent would get this Primeval Titan, and we could just tutor up Blightsteel and eat it, and then potentially win on the crackback. But because we were on the draw, not as good. Down to 12. Opponent. 6 cards in hand. Floats some mana, puts a land into play. It's a Ghost Quarter. Another Coalition Relic. Alright. Well, we draw a forest, so we play a forest. Counter on Cornucopia. Play Wormcoil Engine. Pass the turn. Opponent does have to pay for Summoner's Pact. I mean, maybe we're still okay? Opponent. Trying to pay for Pact. Doesn't work the way they want. Alright, pays for Pact. Coalition Relics, sure. Teleria West. Engineered Explosives. Okay. Explosives on 0. Alright, they're going to kill our Cornucopia. Bounce land. I mean, maybe we're still okay here. Floats mana. I wonder if our opponent can beat a Platinum Angel. That's the other option. Is we can just get a Platinum Angel and try to use it to stay alive? Azusa. So opponent has tons and tons of mana. Bounce land. Yup. Untaps. Floats mana. Picks it up. Bounce land. Mana, picks it up. Bounce land. Slayer's Stronghold. Summoner's Pact. For Primeval Titan. Plays Primeval Titan. Opponent's kind of going off. Yup. Growth Chamber. Picks up a land. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Tutors up some lands. Vesuva Teleria West. Untaps. Untaps. Picks up a land. Well, Forgemaster. Sack. 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 Get some tokens. Tutor out Blightsteel. Whoa! And that does it! The Blightsteel's enough? Huh! I didn't think it was going to be fast enough, but it was, and we took down Amulet Titan. Okay, that was good. Well, apparently, even in Modern, Blightsteel beats Primeval Titan. Who would have guessed? Huh. How do we sideboard against this deck? Lodestone seems bad. Damping Sphere seems great. Ensnaring Bridge seems good. I wonder how good Chalice of the Void is. It shuts down Summoner's Pact on 0. On 1, it's a random cantrip and Sakura Tribe Scout. Maybe we go down a couple Chalice of the Voids. Go up 2 Welding Jars. Go down 1 Lightning Greaves. Go up... Nature's Claim deals with Amulet. Maybe go down a Chalice for a Nature's Claim. A Wormcoil for a Nature's Claim. Alright, try it like that. I think that's all we can do. We're kind of a combo deck, so we can't cut too much without ruining our own deck. Boy, if we had green mana, this hand would be sweet, but we don't. Alright, gotta ship it. Alright, we got a Nature's Claim. This hand's very fair. Forest to the bottom. But we can blow up an Amulet. That is not nothing. We'd love to find Damping Sphere. That first hand would have been great if we had green mana. Teleria West for our opponent. Passes. Well, Forest go. Opponent. Bounce land, number 1. Come on, Damping Sphere. You can do it, deck. Opponent passes. Ancient Stirrings. Well, that's for next turn. Let's play Inventor's Fair. Play Astral Cornucopia. Actually, let's just Coretapper. Play Coretapper. Play Astral Cornucopia. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. Summoner's Pact. For Azusa, well, alright. Here comes the ramp. Growth Chamber. Picks up the forest. Replays the forest. Amulet. Opponent's passing. Come on, Damping Sphere. Ancient Stirrings. Well, step 1, Ancient Stirrings. There's Damping Sphere, so take Damping Sphere. Play Buried Ruin. Charge counter on Cornucopia. 2 charge counters on Cornucopia. Add green. Nature's Claim. Amulet. Ancient Stirrings. Take... Take Surge Node. Play Surge Node. Play Damping Sphere. Pass the turn. Alright. I mean, this slows our opponent down a lot. No, it wins the game! Got him! Huh! I wasn't even thinking that! The Damping Sphere kill! Huh! Take that, Amulet Titan, and... Well, that is not how we drew it up, but... that kill surprised me. I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking of shutting down their combo, not that Damping Sphere would just win us the game because they cast a Summoner's Pact. Ah, we'll take it. We'll take it. That's a win. That's a win. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Modern Mud, and how does this hand look? On the draw. All right, this is close enough. A cheap artifact or a green source in this hand's pretty good. And between both of those, we have quite a few hits. Mishra's Bauble. Death Shadow? Well, we'll see. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave. Untapped. Inquisition. Alright. Hand's less good. Takes the Ancient Stirrings. Opponent passes. Draws a card. Well, Darksteel Citadel. Mox Opal. Goo. Opponent. Street Wraith. Cycled. Thought Scours. And, ooh, one land. Alright, opponent passes. Come on, Zero-Mana Artifact. Forest. Play Buried Ruin. Play Coretapper. Pass the turn. Little bit annoying to play it without a Zero-Mana Artifact, but it does turn on our Opal. Watery Grave, untapped, down to 13. Opponent. Thoughtseize. Yeah, opponent's got options. They can also Death Shadow now. Takes Wormcoil. Opponent, passing. We draw. Ugh. Blightsteel. Alright, play Inventor's Fair. Get in with Coretapper. Oh no, opponent's gonna kill it. Opponent kills it. Yeah, pass the turn. That is pretty bad for us. Opponent. Thought Scours. And they, drew into the Death Shadow. We untap. Well, Chalice on one. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. I don't know if this is gonna be fast enough. We'll see. Opponent, combat. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 18. We gain a life. Oh, maybe this will be fine. So we get to play a Forgemaster. Pass the turn. So we don't have a Blightsteel, but we do have another Wormcoil. Opponent. Oh no, Dismember. Oh, that grows the Death Shadow. Opponent. Goes attacking. Down to 13. We go up to 14. We draw Lodestone. Well, play Forgemaster. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Street Wraith. Combat. Swings. Well, we take it. Down to 6. Opponent passes. We go up to 7. Chalice. Boy, I wish we could get this Blightsteel. Well, play Chalice on 0. Play Lodestone Golem. Opponent runs out of Snapcaster. Yep. Well, that's fine. We pass the turn. Opponent, combat. Attacks. Well, it's Forgemaster time. Sack, sack, sack. Take Wormcoil. And opponent scoops it up. Oh, we got there. All right, that is the plan. And in this match, having access to Chalice is actually really good. That's actually great in this matchup. We'll bring in the Spellskite. We'll bring in the Ensnaring Bridge. And maybe like a Welding Jar if we can find room. Maybe go down a Lodestone Golem. Lodestone actually seems fine too. What can we cut? Maybe we don't cut much in this matchup. We even drew our Blightsteel, and we were still able to piece together the win. Lodestone. Maybe we go down one Lightning Greaves, one Lodestone, one Chalice. Let's run it like that. All right, deck. All right, let's do that. We're on the draw. The deck has some power when everything comes together. Okay, this hand we cannot keep. 1 mana. Ugh. Yeah, I guess we're going to 5. Oh boy. Double Inventor's Fair is not great. Forest. Well, I guess we keep it. At least it's a land. Bauble for our opponent. Land. Untapped. Cracks Bauble. Sees a land. Thoughtseizes. Ugh. Chalice is so good in this matchup. Take Surge Node. Well, opponent gets to draw. Play a forest. Play Mox Opal. Pass the turn. So we want a Chalice that somehow resolves, or a free artifact to go with this Coretapper. Opponent misses their land, passes. Play Inventor's Fair. Coretapper. Pass the turn. Opponent has Fatal Push. Counters on Mox Opal for no reason. Opponent untaps Bloodstained Mire. Passes. Play a forest. 1, 2. Yeah, I guess we have to Coretapper. Little bit less good without a Chalice of some kind. Opponent untaps. And passes. We draw. Lightning Greaves. Okay, well, play Lightning Greaves. Opponent cracks. Gets a Watery Grave. Untapped. Dismembers Coretapper. Well, we're going to have a lot of counters on this Mox Opal. Alright. Pass the turn. Street Wraith cycled. Opponent. Come on, no threats. Thought Scours. Death Shadow milled. That's good. Oh. Death Shadow drawn. That's less good. Opponent passes. Now we draw our Chalice. Well, play Chalice. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent adapts with a big old Death Shadow. Thought Scours. Combat. Attacks. Down to 14. We go up to 15. Chalice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I guess we gotta pass. I think we have to crack this Inventor's Fair. Inventor's Fair, get Ensnaring Bridge, and just hope that our opponent doesn't have a counter. Hope against hope. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Well, crack Inventor's Fair. Actually, we could go for the win. Forgemaster, Lightning Greaves, sack. Yeah, alright. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we try to win the game. Get a Forgemaster. Opponent cracks Bobble. Draws a card. Play Inventor's Fair. Play Forgemaster. Oh, alright. Yeah, now we should be dead. Opponent, land, cracks, dead. Alright. Well, we mulled to 5 that game on the draw. That's not really a recipe for success. Let's run it back like this. Mull to 5 is not an easy way to win. We just did not have mana in our first 2 hands. And we still almost got it. Like, our opponent had to have Ceremonious Rejection or Dismember, or we just kill them with Blightsteel there. So, even despite those problems, we were still close. Also, Bridge would have gotten rejected anyway, so that didn't really change anything. Although, I guess we could have, like, played Chalice first. Alright, we get to play first. Let's just get a good hand for once. Alright. Well, Chalice is one of our better cards in this matchup, so we will keep Forest and Ancient Stirrings. Take a Darksteel Citadel, I think. Or do we take Coretapper? Let's take Citadel. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Cycle Street Wraith. Bobble. Takes a peek. Bloodstained Mire. Cracks it. Watery Grave. Untapped. Well, Chalice on 1's coming down, and we're hoping that's enough. Wow, takes Lodestone Golem. Interesting. I guess they figure they can't stop the Chalice anyway, so why try? Play Darksteel Citadel. Chalice on 1. Pass the turn. Scalding Tarn. Opponent. Passing. And I'll play Lightning Greaves. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Steam Vents. Oh no. Untapped. They have a Braid. Okay, they just run out of Snapcaster. Well, hopefully we can find a way to beat a Snapcaster. Opponent, combat, attacks. Hits us down to 18. Island. Gurmag Angler? That's an Angler. That's a clock. What do we draw? Nothing. So play Citadel. Do we just Chalice on 1 again? Yeah, 1 seems like the most important number. Chalice on 1. Well, come on, big draw. We need like a Forgemaster. Land for our opponent tapped. They kill us quickly if we don't draw something. Down to 11. Forest. Ugh. Alright, pass the turn. Thought Scour gets countered. Fatal Push gets countered. So I think our draw needs to be Wormcoil or Forgemaster. And we need our opponent to not have Dismember. Land. Tapped. Alright, deck. It's your time. Chalice. Alright. Well, we had the lock pieces, we just never found a threat. This deck mulligans a lot. Huh. Well, unfortunately, our opponent had the right answer. We had the Chalice to lock out like 90% of the deck, but they had the 10%er in their hand, unfortunately. And that's the game. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are mudding it around in Modern, and this hand has a lot of what we want. We have a 0-mana artifact, a Coretapper, a Mox Opal. We'll see what our opponent's up to. Oh, Tron? Ugh. Alright, well, this is going to be challenging. Opponent passes. We draw Forgemaster. Well, Buried Ruin, Mox Opal. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Oh boy, they're just gonna natural turn 3 us. Plays a land. Well, we draw a Worm Coil. So play a Forest, Everflowing Chalice, Coretapper. Pass the turn. See if our opponent has Tron. Opponent, Relic Cracked, Star. Ooh, and passes? Okay. Opponent passes. We draw Cornucopia. Well, charge counter on Chalice. Do we play Forgemaster? Or do we play Lodestone? I guess Forgemaster gives us our best chance to win the game. So let's cast Cornucopia. Charge counters on Cornucopia. Forgemaster. This is the highest upside because if we just draw Lightning Greaves, then we just win next turn. I'm still very scared that our opponent's going to Tron us here. Well, we'll see. Opponent untaps. Come on, no Tron. No Tron, no Tron. Cracks, green. Wow, passes? Okay. Well, come on, Lightning Greaves. Surge Node. I'll play Surge Node. Put a counter on Everflowing Chalice. Play Lodestone Golem. Pass the turn. Well, now our plan is just get a Blightsteel end of turn. Opponent passing. Well, sack. Oh, opponent missed on Tron, and I think we're getting there. Grab our Blightsteel. Game? Is that game for Mud? Whoo! Alright, that's the power of the deck. When it does its thing is good. Well, now we get a bunch of Damping Spheres, but we don't want to dilute our deck too much. Go down a Worm Coil. Go down... Platinum Angel doesn't seem that good in this matchup. Go down one Chalice. Actually, I guess we want to cut all the Lodestones are actually pretty bad. They have so many artifacts that I don't think it's effective enough. And I guess that lets us bring in, like, Spellskite Nature's Claim? Maybe Welding Jar is better than Spellskite. Alright, run it like that. Let's see if we can get them. Damping Sphere is definitely the card we're most looking for, but we also need a clock. Ooh, okay. Artifact. This is pretty good. Turn 1 Chalice on 1, turn 2 Damping Sphere. We don't have a payoff, but this is pretty good at slowing down the game. Urza's Tower, Chromatic Star, opponent passing, Buried Ruin. Well, Darksteel Citadel, Mox Opal, Welding Jar. And maybe we just Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, let's wait. Let's Ancient Stirrings. We want to resolve this before we Chalice. Chalice. Take a Forest. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Power Plant. Cracks for green. Chromatic Sphere. Cracks for green. Ancient Stirrings. Do they find Tron? Ballista. Alright. Opponent passes. I'll play the Forest. Chalice on 1 of the Everflowing variety. We still need a payoff. And now we Damping Sphere. Pass the turn. Alright, come on! Some sort of threat before our opponent can draw out of this. They had Tron. Ugh, Oblivion Stone is bad news. Okay, opponent passes. This feels like the kind of deck that could use a Pithing Needle in the sideboard. Ancient Stirrings. Finds a land. Opponent passes. Well, Buried Ruin, go. Yeah, now we just can't really do anything because of this Oblivion Stone. Opponent. Land. Yeah, Pithing Needle or Spine of Isha seem like cards that could go a long way in this deck. Opponent passes. Well, Buried Ruin. Yeah, let's Chalice on 1. We need our opponent to blow this Oblivion Stone. Alright, here comes Oblivion Stone. So, save Damping Sphere. Opponent untaps. Plays a land. Chromatic Sphere. The other problem is they're getting to the point where they can just hardcast Karn. And we don't really have a way to stop it from the battlefield at all. Ancient Stirrings, oh boy. Yup. Opponent. Another land. Yeah, I expect they have Karn in hand. Opponent passes. We draw Lightning Greaves. Well, play Mox Opal. Play Lightning Greaves. Pass the turn. Opponent. Power Plant. Yeah, there's the natural Karn. That is the problem with the Damping Sphere plan, is same with Blood Moon. It's effective, but you also need... Oh, now the Nature Claim. Alright. But you also need pressure to back it up for it to actually do anything. Pass the turn. And we just didn't find pressure. We slowed our opponent down. We're on turn 8. We just never drew any sort of threat to close out the game. Damping Sphere goes away. Opponent. Is this a massive Ballista? Ballista X8. Well, I mean, kill Ballista. Opponent's going to ping us. Well, let's see what we draw. Unfortunately, our Damping Sphere got exiled, so it's not like we can Buried Ruin it back. Down to 12. Come on. Some sort of big threat. Ugh, land. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent. Land. Well, not killing us yet. Passes. Darksteel Citadel go. Okay. Go ahead, opponent. Passes. Chalice of the Void. Well, Chalice on 1. Opponent kills Cornucopia. Chalice resolves. I'll sack Buried Ruin. Get back. Huh. Opponent's out of cards, but they have tons of good top decks. Well, let's take Everflowing Chalice. Everflowing Chalice. 2 counters. Well, let's see who draws something. Chalice does shut down a lot of our opponent's redraw effects. Oh, alright. Well, opponent drew the Karn. That's unfortunate. Takes up Karn. Gets rid of the Citadel. Yeah, I think that is the end of the end. Because anything we play, Karn can exile. Wow, we drew all of our Darksteel Citadels in a row. Alright. Well, and the Tron deck has some powerful things they can draw into. Alright. Run it back. Run it back. We get to play first. Okay. This is not the most explosive hand, but we do have a Damping Sphere, and we do have Kuldotha Forgemasters. Ancient Stirrings. Chalice. Pass the turn. Opponent. Tower. And Expedition Map. Yup. We untap. Forest. Play Darksteel Citadel. Chalice on 1. The question is going to be, do we get a Forgemaster activation before our opponent can blow up our board with Oblivion Stone? Inventor's Fair. So play Inventor's Fair. Damping Sphere. Oblivion Stone is the card that wrecks us. We gotta hope they don't have it. Opponent. Cracks. Gets the Tron land. Untaps. Come on, no Oblivion Stones. Oh, they have it, of course. Alright. Opponent passes. We gain a life. Ooh. Play Mox Opal. Play Darksteel Citadel. That was a good draw. Now we get a Forgemaster. Oh, no, we don't! Oh, our Damping Sphere. Alright. Pass the turn. Oh, this Oblivion Stone. Our Kingdom for a Pithy Needle in this deck. There's the Ghost Quarter. Opponent. Passing. Oh, if we had a Pithy Needle, we would be winning this game, winning this match. Well, sack Inventor's Fair. I guess we just take the Welding Jar. I don't think that's enough, though. Yeah, we need a Sorceress. Oh, no. Well, that's the worst draw. Play Welding Jar.
Play a land, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. There's the land. And passes. Yup. We draw a forest. Play Forgemaster. Pass the turn. Opponent's going to blow everything up. And yeah. Alright, save Damping Sphere. Yeah, this deck, it desperately needs a Sorcerer's Spyglass or Pithing Needle in the sideboard. If we could find a Sorcerer's Spyglass, we would have easily beat Trod, and we have so many ways to find it. It seems... Oh dear. Alright. Yeah. And that's the full combo. Well, this deck it's interesting. We could do some really explosive, cool things, but I feel like, I mean, I guess it's tough to talk about in the wrap-up. There's a few things that I feel like are missing from actually making this deck at least more competitive. I mean, if you're going to play a deck overflowing with ways to tutor for artifacts, gotta have a Sorcerer's Spyglass or Pithing Needle. Like, the Tron losses are like 99% avoidable by adding one card to our sideboard, so that seems like a really big upgrade that can be made to this deck. It's sweet, and it's unique, and it can get some crazy wins, but, record-wise, not that great. Alright. So, what did we learn this week about Modern Mod? And oh my god, this was a rough one. So, you're seeing kind of a mashup of a few different leagues as I was like testing the deck, and honestly, I think I played most of 2 leagues and then parts of a couple other leagues, and over the course of, I think altogether, maybe 10-ish matches, one win. Won a single time, the match against Amulet Titan, and oh boy, that was a lot rougher than I imagined. So, the deck, it can do some really flashy things. We saw against Dredge, for example, we just turn 3 killed, out of nowhere. Blightsteel, smash you, win the game. So we can do some really, really strong, really powerful things. The problem we ran into was basically twofold. Number one, the deck was really inconsistent. We had a ton of mulligans in our opening hand. Maybe we were just unlucky to some extent, but we had to mulligan very frequently with the deck. And the problem is the deck is kind of like a 4-card combo almost. We really want one of our 0-mana artifacts to put charge counters on. We really want a way to put charge counters on it. Then we also want some sort of finisher. So you need a lot of different pieces to come together for the deck to work. And that didn't come together all that consistently. We would have hands where we just draw all mana and no payoffs. Or hands where we draw all payoffs but no mana. And if you're just trying to naturally cast Kuldotha Forgemaster on turn 5, gonna be dead most of the time in Modern. And then our stuff just dies. That's the other thing. We had a few games where we would get our Forgemaster down, and then our opponent would just kill it, and we wouldn't do anything. Had another game, I don't think it was part of our match, where we played Control, and we actually got the Blightsteel, and then they just path it. So it feels like a deck that can be absurdly powerful, but is wildly inconsistent. The other problem is, there is an insane amount of hate for this deck in the format. It feels like, probably because of Hardened Scales doing really well at the last GP, also Affinity still being a deck, Tron using a lot of artifacts. People are prepared for artifacts. Everyone has Ancient Grudges, Nature's Claims. I got Shatterstormed in one match. There's so much artifact hate, Stony's Islets, and all those cards really wreck our deck. So the deck, it feels like it is in a rough place for the meta. Combine that with the inconsistency, and you have a recipe to go like 1-9, which I think was our overall record with the deck. So the deck is really cool though, and it can do some really powerful things, and I can definitely see how Raging Tilt Monster went 5-0 in a league with the deck, because if you have good hands for 5 matches in a row, the deck can feel absurd. Like, when the deck does its thing, you're like, wow, this is one of the most powerful things you can do in Modern, when you just like turn 3 Blightsteel someone out of nowhere. The problem is, at least for us, that didn't happen all that often. The other thing worth mentioning is I feel like the deck could probably use some changes, at least in the sideboard. The main deck, it's kind of hard to change because really, when it comes down to it, we're essentially a combo deck. And our combo is putting those weird charge counters on our weird artifacts and then casting a big thing. But in some sense, we can't really like take out our charge counter stuff because the deck will just be too slow. We can't take out the 0 mana artifacts because then we'll never cast our big things. We can't take out too many finishers because then we won't have anything to cast with our big mana plan. So that is kind of the issue, is you can't really change a whole lot in the main deck because it's essentially a combo deck. On the other hand, over the course of our matches, I think one of them showed up in our videos, but played Tron twice. Both times we lost because we didn't have a Pithy Needle effect, essentially. We would lock our opponent with Damping Sphere, and as we were trying to find a way to kill our opponent, they would just 3 mana, cast an Oblivion Stone, get to 5 mana, blow everything up, and then we lose. So I feel like, especially since we're this artifact tutor almost deck with Forgemasters and Ancient Stirrings and Inventors Fairs and all this stuff, I think the deck definitely needs to have a Pithing Needle or a Sorcerer's Spyglass somewhere in the deck, because it feels like that would solve some of the deck's problems all by itself. Another card worth considering, I think, is something like Spine of Ishsha, which is another reasonable tutor target, at least in some scenarios. So there are situations where we want to try to do something with Forgemaster, but if we get our Blightsteel, we're just going to get Path, and once our Blightsteel gets Path, life is really horrible, and we don't have that many finishers, and etc, etc, etc. So that's kind of a challenge. In those scenarios, being able to like get Spine of Ishsha to blow up a Tron land, blow up a Teferi or a Jace or whatever would be really powerful. Plus, if we have our Forgemaster stick around, we can always sack Spine, get it back, and then cast it with all of our mana. So I feel like there are some things around the edges, just very slight changes. One Sorcerer's Spyglass, one Spine of Ishsha, sliding cards like that into the sideboard, I feel like would go a really long way towards shoring up some of the matchups that I struggled with most. So I feel like this is a deck that it's more against the odds than competitive. With a few changes, I think it could be significantly improved. Although, on the other hand, the good games with this deck are about as good as you're going to get, and they're super fun and super cool, so I don't know. Personally, I think I had more success with the Paradox Engine, sort of similar deck we played a while ago, which avoided the creature removal problem, and that kind of just adds one more variable to the deck. With the Paradox Engine, you just play the mana stuff, and then you win the game, essentially, with all your stuff untapping, eventually win with a Blue Sun Zenith, or whatever, some sort of combo kill, which is easy enough to do. In this deck, you got to do the mana thing, and then you also need to dodge Path to Exile or whatever on your Blightsteel or Wormcoil. So I feel like maybe that build is just a little bit more competitive. But overall, Modern Mud, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be a little more competitive, and I really tried hard. Normally, I just play a league and post a league, and that's it. With this deck, like I said, I played most of 3 leagues, I think, and then a couple of other matches here and there. So I really tried and practiced and tried to find like what the deck was doing well and how to make it work, and I just couldn't make it happen. So I was hoping it was going to be better. The good games were still really good, but overall, lots of hate cards for this deck. Inconsistency is a big problem, and while the deck is really powerful, the really powerful games just don't happen frequently enough, at least in our experience. So anyway, that's been Modern Mud. Hopefully it was fun. The good games were at least fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it, even though we didn't post a good record. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.